Guyana, a South American country that is recognized for its lush rainforests and a variety of wildlife, has recently seen a gold rush that, at first glance, might seem like it's thriving and successful, but when we look closely, we'll find some troubling issues. Guyana's gold rush is indeed the source of many economic benefits, but several people have to pay a big price to get them. Uncontrollable environmental pollution is one of the major drawbacks leading to the nation's structure being torn apart. Join us in this video, because today we'll consider the dark side of the gold rush in Guyana and the effect it has on the environment and society. The gold mining history of Guyana has had a long process that made its future have a lot of highs and lows. The area originally belonged to the indigenous people, who settled there and exploited it. It was subsequently after that it became increasingly popular with the Europeans, especially during the Dutch and British colonization. On the other hand, gold mining began to establish in the 19th century. However, it is now the pillar upon which the country's economy continues to rest. The most remarkable stage of the development of gold from a casual activity to a major economic driver was also through considerable gold deposit discovery, which led to the gold rush and Guyana being internationally recognized as a big player in gold mining. The gold mining sector in the heart of Guyana now maintains full strength and longevity. First of all, there are large industrial mining operations with the latest technology and equipment on their side. They differ from each other by the fact that they require huge capital input and are subject to occupational safety and environmental standards on a global level. These processes employ both domestic and international enterprises of different sizes, contributing to a significant part of the national GDP through exporting goods and hiring employees. Yet, in contrast to these industrial giants, the artisanal and small-scale mining practices paint an entirely different picture. The characteristic feature of this industry is the low investment threshold, which enables individuals or small groups to start gold exploitation with minimal financial resources. However, this accessibility comes at a high cost, often undermining regulation from the mining industry with environmental and health consequences at the end of the day. These artisanal miners employ simple tactics and tools, where they flay rivers and dig the land without any control. They end up in extensive deforestation, water pollution, and other environmental challenges. Although there are concerns about such environmental impacts, artisanal mining is the main source of income for many Guyanese. This shows how the relationship between economic development and appropriate management of the environment can be quite complex and challenging in the case of the Guyanese gold mining industry. However, this gold rush in Guyana has undoubtedly brought a significant economic boost. Thousands of Guyanese now have jobs, both in large, modern mines and smaller, traditional ones. These jobs provide crucial income for families and stimulate related businesses like transportation and food services. This creates a ripple effect that strengthens the overall economy. Foreign investment has also skyrocketed, attracted by Guyana's rich gold deposits. These international companies bring not only financial resources, but also advanced technology and expertise. This leads to a more efficient and productive mining sector, making gold a major export and a key driver of Guyana's economic growth. The increased revenue from gold exports strengthens the national treasury, allowing for investments in infrastructure and public services. However, the economic gains come at a cost. The communities closest to the mines often face the negative consequences of environmental damage, such as polluted water and deforestation. This disrupts their traditional way of life and makes it harder for them to access essential resources. There's also a significant disparity between the profits of large mining corporations and the social and economic challenges faced by local communities. Corporations often benefit from favourable regulations and lower taxes, while local populations bear the brunt of the environmental and social costs. Unequal treatment extends to the mining workers themselves. Those in large-scale operations typically have better wages, safer working conditions, and more protections than those in smaller operations. This gold pursuit has brought substantial economic gain to the country, but it leaves a trail of destruction on the green natural environments of Guyana. Large-scale mining could lead to severe ecological disruption, including destruction of plant and animal habitats, spoiling the soil and posing a threat to the health of both human, animal and plant life. Another notable problem is deforestation because of it. To replace the green and majestic Guyana grasslands with mining sites, the large unspoiled areas were converted and cleared. The trees are home to a variety of wildlife and are factories of clean air, and such woodlands are the gifts of nature. Even more, forests are being unfairly axed to eliminate a lot more than jade green trees, but also the feathery creatures that also depend on them. The chief reasons why forests are a critical component in maintaining ecosystem equilibrium is that the destruction of the forests and the eventual recovery of the land following the shutdown of mines can take a very long time. Water contamination comes in the next position behind the application of mercury for gold mining. Mercury's heat convective atmosphere is extremely volatile and also toxic, which is the main problem. It is commonly applied in the making of gold amalgamation flux, where its reactivity with gold makes it possible to remove other elements present in the ore. The most apparent effect of this transaction for now is the mining companies, but the dreadful condition it brings to the environment is clear. This process emits mercury that, instead of disappearing, will find its way to rivers or streams, where it sharply disrupts the freshwater ecosystems on which our hydric and wildlife in Guyana have their basis. Not only do the animals in the polluted water suffer from mercury, but also, this toxin can become a part of the diet as well as a way of life of the communities that live nearby. Mercury poisoning is also happening unknowingly to those who regularly use these water bodies as their main sources of water, either for drinking, cooking or washing, among other domestic needs. This results in many health issues and gives a clear indication that the natural beauty of Guyana and its diverse heritage are overtaken by the gold rush side effects. Moreover, habitat destruction for wildlife makes it even worse. Indigenous species of animals that once had large numbers are now struggling to find shelter or food supplies, and as a result, their populations are declining. It's not only about the reduction of the number of animals, but a symbol of the society that has gone through millions of years of development. However, if their habitats are still being destroyed at an accelerated rate, some species can be listed as next to extinction in a very short time. In order to put these points into action, we shall examine a case study that was conducted in the Essequibo district of Guyana, which is an area that is rich in biodiversity but also faces the threat of gold mining. Several satellite images show the transformation in the past 10 years. This mining land that was excavated and subsequently deforested is what used to be lush and diverse rainforest. Earthling pictures show virgin jungles and barren areas spreading after mining. Streams that we used to see passing through the forest carrying clear and fresh water are now carrying sediment and mercury, which is an obvious sign of the negative impact of the gold mining process. Such examples reveal the trouble and the bleak long-term picture the ecosystem has faced after the mining activities. In addition to deforestation and water pollution, the gold rush in Guyana has negatively influenced the soil. The main reason of soil erosion is therefore the widespread application of hydraulic jacks and dredging machines. These machines employ high-powered water jets to blast away at riverbanks and riverbeds, releasing gold-bearing sediments. This forceful method disrupts the natural structure of the soil, leaving behind loose and exposed earth, vulnerable to further erosion by wind and rain. As topsoil washes away, vital nutrients and organic matter are lost, hindering the land's ability to support vegetation growth. This creates a vicious cycle, as barren landscapes are more susceptible to erosion, further accelerating the process. The consequences of soil erosion extend far beyond the immediate mining sites. Degraded soil washes into rivers and streams, causing sedimentation. This not only reduces the water carrying capacity, but also suffocates aquatic life by clogging their gills. Furthermore, contaminated runoff from mining activities can introduce harmful chemicals like mercury, used in gold processing, into the water system, poisoning the ecosystem and posing health risks to communities downstream. The impact of soil erosion transcends environmental damage. It hinders Guyana's agricultural potential. As fertile topsoil disappears, crop yields decline, threatening food security and livelihoods. Additionally, The destruction of riverbanks destabilizes waterways, increasing the risk of flooding during heavy rains. This further damages infrastructure, displaces communities, and disrupts economic activities. The environmental effects of gold mining in Guyana require immediate and sustainable measures to be adopted to preserve the country's heritage of its natural resources for generations to come. However, these environmental challenges are not the only dark sides of Guyana's gold rush. Its impact on social factors is equally significant. The social impact of Guyana's gold rush is complex and multifaceted. There has been a rapid expansion of gold mining in the country, leading to prominent changes in the social buildup of communities. These changes are both positive as well as negative. There is no doubt that the gold rush in Guyana has brought economic opportunities and employment for many. But the problem is that these benefits have not been distributed equally. Many deserving people have been left behind. The majority of the gold mining industry consists of small and medium-scale miners, and they are struggling hard to make a living due to inefficient technology and, most importantly, lack of access to capital. The gold rush has also had significant social impacts on communities. The miners have influx into the remote areas, and this resulted in an increased rate of crimes, social tension, and violence. In many cases, mining activities have also disrupted traditions and social networks. This has left a negative mark on cultural heritage, leading to the displacement of local communities. Now, the question is whether there is a way to address these challenges, and if any measures are being taken to solve the issues. Well, to address these challenges, it's essential to find a balance between economic development and environmental and social responsibility. This requires the participation of all stakeholders, that are not only the government agencies, but also the local communities and mining companies. The environmental and social impact of Guyana's gold rush are complex issues that require careful consideration and action. The legacy of the gold rush in Guyana is an illustration of the warning. It points out the possibility of great economic benefit to the country, as well as the resilience of the environment and the local communities when it is not managed properly. Following this, what should be done? First and foremost, the government, in partnership with mining organisations, should put strong regulations to strengthen the green technologies. This can be achieved by phasing out the use of mercury and implementing rehabilitation approaches. However, education and healthcare programs could be funded in mining areas. These programs can uplift the spirits of the local population. Besides the fact that it is really important to give them a say in mining through profit-sharing agreements or having them as part of decision-making, such a move will be crucial in building responsibility in them. Last but not least, respect for the native people and their ways of life is a must. Boundary-related issues should be set on protected areas and ancestral lands. By transforming its sector into a more sustainable mining industry, Guyana can ensure its gold represents a shining mark of progress rather than a dark stain. This future is only viable through the joint work of the government, mining companies, and the local population. Only then can the country use its gold as a development tool while securing its natural environment and distinctive culture for many years in the coming future. If you liked this video and want more informative content like this, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Till then, have a great day.